Yamaha has always been a pioneering company. Over the years they have proceeded to produce fire-spitting race bikes, screaming 250cc 4-cylinder road bikes, and of course the famous R1, which for 20 years has competed in the top speed battle with the likes of Suzuki, Honda and Kawasaki. And Yamaha is continuing its pioneering design and technology, albeit on a smaller scale, with this, the Tricity 155. From the side it looks like any old scooter you see on the street, but it doesn't take you long to realise there's something different about this scooter. I mean, it's got 3 wheels. Love it or hate it, this peculiar design comes with a number of benefits, the first being traction. With double the rubber, the grip around corners is dramatically increased, which induces an incredible feeling of stability. It also allows you to ride on rough surfaces like tramlines or cobblestones with reduced risk of falling over. But the most obvious benefit is that here in New Zealand, you can ride this on a car licence, just like you can a 50cc scooter. This means you pay car registration and insurance, which is considerably cheaper than its motorcycle counterparts. The only disadvantage of the system is rider feel. With all that going on up front, a lot of the feeling you get from traditional 2-wheel scooters and motorcycles through the handlebars is lost. The third wheel is obviously a point of controversy, but the rest of the scooter is very nicely styled. With 2 colour options for the 155cc version and many more for the earlier 125cc version, there's enough choice to suit any buyer. As you would expect from Yamaha, it's nicely built with matte paint and plastics and LED lights. It has a nice wide backlit gauge cluster which displays your speed, fuel, time, odometer and outside temperature, which are nice features. It's also clearly been designed with passenger comfort in mind, with large foot pegs, grab handles and plenty of room behind the rider. On the handlebars there's the high and low beams, indicators, horn and electric starter. The engine is a 155cc liquid-cooled, fuel-injected single-cylinder unit making 14.5 horsepower. It also has Yamaha's equivalent of VTEC called VVA, which improves top-end power and fuel economy. Yamaha says that when all 7.2 litres are used up, you'll have travelled around 300 kilometres, which gives a fuel economy rating of just over 40 kilometres per litre. Pretty good given it weighs in at 165 kilos wet, almost 40 more than Yamaha's 2-wheel 155cc scooter, the NMAX. The wheels are 14 inches in front and 13 inches in the rear with 220mm and 230mm discs respectively, with ABS and unified braking system. These electronic systems work together to keep traction in slippery scenarios by transferring braking force to the wheels with the most traction. Under-seat storage is good. There's enough room for a full-face helmet and riding gloves, but fitting a jacket in too will be a struggle. Mind you, most people that own scooters get a top case anyway. So that's an overview of a Tricity 155. An interesting scooter no doubt, but how does it ride?
Okay, here we are. Very quiet startup. Well, one thing's for sure, it is a hefty beast, but I think that it's not such a bad thing. I mean, it's very stable, I can tell straight away, but you can also tell that there's quite a lot sort of going on up front there, eh? Oh man, it takes a lot of effort to make it go into corners, my goodness. Now definitely, oh yeah, far out compared to my scooter. Oh yeah, that takes a lot of effort to make it go into corners. And see, look at over bumps, one wheel just goes down, other wheel is all good. This thing's quite different to what I thought it would be like. I thought it would feel like a normal scooter, just more stable. It definitely feels more stable, but it doesn't feel like a normal scooter. It feels, sluggish is the wrong word, it's just, the weight transfer doesn't happen quite as quick as it does on lighter vehicles. Now I'm not sure if that's just because it weighs more or because of the contraption at the front. I genuinely have no idea. But there we go. Oh goodness, did I just scrape it? Surely not. Okay, right, that's full throttle. Let's see, what do we think? Holy moly. Uphill into the wind. Oh man, it's got a lot of grunt. Far around, this thing really does feel quite, it's such a weird sensation driving this thing like through twisties. Okay, if there's a straight bit, oh man, but definitely, oh, far out. One thing's for sure though, when it's on rough terrain you can just feel how the grip is shifting from one wheel to another. I wouldn't say, it certainly doesn't feel loose, but you can just feel it's just fighting like crazy for grip. I'm a bit concerned about overtaking because it's grunty but not fast and we are going uphill, so okay, so there's a straight bit. Do we go for the overtake? Looks clear to me. We're going. There we go. And moving back across. There we go, look at that. I would never ever attempt that on my scooter. Holy moly. I can only imagine how easy overtakes must be on a scooter with an even bigger engine. But, oh man, you have to pull in the brake levers quite far to make them do anything. But when they come on, it's very, very progressive. I think it's just the smoothness and the niceness of it that I like, right? It takes the, I wouldn't say it takes the fun out of riding, but it just takes the difficulty, right? It makes it quite easy. If you want to get accurate with it and you want to know exactly how it feels, well, first one is fast compared to what I'm used to. We're going into the wind, 86. This has got to be the fastest I've ever been on a scooter. Goodness me, we're nearly approaching motorway speeds here. 95. And the weird thing about it too is that with mine, right, when it gets up to some big speed, you can just feel it starting to run out of grunt. But this one just seems, from about 60 kilometers an hour, it's just very, very progressive all the way up. I'll admit, I think because of the weight, it's not as fast as I thought it would be. And I'm not in a tut either, so it could potentially go faster. Can we hit 100? Nah, we're going uphill. There, 99 we hit. But, oh man, this feels so good. Like, riding at 100 kilometers an hour on this, I thought would be flipping scary. But it's not. It's just really, really nice. I'm not really sure what to compare it to because it's just so different, so strange, right? But man alive, it goes. It really does. It takes a little bit of time to get there, I think just because it weighs so much. You know, 165 kilos, that's quite a lot. But it's just really, really nice. Okay, we're just nudging 90. I'm going to go on the brakes. Oh, wow. Wow, that stops well. Yeah, the gauge cluster's nice, easy to read. Got the clock, the outside temperature. The outside temperature has dropped considerably. When it was sitting in the sun, it was 24 degrees. It's now 17. Yeah, well, okay, here we go. Not in the wind anymore. Let's see how it kind of goes when you mash the gas. So much faster than mine. This is how I think mine accelerates from like 0 to 30, not 80 to 90. So nice and stable and smooth. But oh man, it does feel strange though, and I'm really reluctant. I apologise for driving so slowly, but I'm really reluctant to go quickly around corners because there's so much mass to move in. It just feels odd, right? I have to get away. Whoop. Welcome to the life of living in New Zealand, giving way on one-way bridges. Yeah man, oh fuck, that's the top speed of my scooter and it just barely even feels out of breath. That's crazy. And around this corner too, I would not be going around here at 60 kilometers an hour on mine. Holy, it's amazingly stable. It's a strange sensation. I've said it time and time again, I just don't know how to describe it, right? Because there's nothing to really compare it to. It feels like you're driving a car that you can lean. And I guess maybe that's what they're kind of trying to, oh gosh, that's a bit bumpy. That's kind of what they're trying to go with a design like this. It's something that feels like a car, right? That at the same time sort of doesn't. I think the biggest difference between mine and this is obviously the speed, but if you ignore the power, because of course it's got a bigger engine so it's going to go faster. If you ignore the power, the biggest difference is the weight, right? So much more effort. It feels very smooth and sort of lazy when it goes into corners compared to mine. Because it's so light, you can just chuck it in and it doesn't even care, right? Taking it out on those back rides, I really like it. I think it's an incredibly nice feeling scooter. Very stable, very smooth. The brakes are very nice and progressive. The suspension's comfortable. Is this a motorway? No, but okay, we'll go this way anyway. Oh yes, that grunt off the line, that's so good. And I like the eco light too, that's a nice feature. If I come on throttle, oh, see you later, and it come off, and it comes back on again. How good is that? I like it. That's all I'll say. I'll say I like it. I like the concept. I like the idea that you can ride it on a car license. Like, I don't even have a motorbike license, and yet here I am with 14 horsepower at my right paw and everything's just all good. Now oh, check it out. Well, what do you know, there is another one. I approve of your Tricity, my friend. But yeah, in conclusion, not what I expected, but it certainly doesn't feel bad, right? It feels very stable, very smooth, very nice, feels well built, everything. I mean, the handlebars seem to be wobbling around a little bit, but you know, it's really very nice. So I'm going to stop here and pull out my map. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Let me do a workout. Pull all 160 kilos up onto the stand. And yeah, there it is, the Tricity. Thanks for watching.